Good day, everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Star Trek Online. My name is Ubaglo, and with me once again is...
Megalomaniac, hello internet.
Good day. Um, so... last time it was just more Foundry missions.
Yes,
That was a neat one, actually.
I totally remember which one that was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, well, it was the one that was that person's first attempt.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was actually not that far away from where we're currently sitting at right now, because I was just flying around and figured, oh, here's one that sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's basically what we've taken to doing is just flying around past systems looking for interesting titles.
Yeah.
Because the actual search thing is kind of not the best, or at least not the most
it's
updated.
been... I just keep finding it kind of broken for a lot of missions. Like, I don't know if it's just... I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the search system. So,
yeah,
just flying around to sectors that have mission hooks and then seeing what they're up to seems to be the better solution.
Mm-hmm.
So,
at least gets us more variety because we don't really know what we're getting.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, it's still only going to show you up to 3, but it's still a wider range of missions.
It's usually listed as top Foundry missions, which would assume some manner of like quality control there.
Well, it's probably like the quote unquote top rated missions. Like the top 3 starred missions in that group, like that start from that starting point. So, I imagine it only really works if there's like a whole lot of missions that start from that same hook. Which, if we were to sort of wander around, let's just say Earth Space Dock, looking at the mission hooks that are there, probably be somewhat effective.
Yeah.
All right. So when I looked at the description of this mission, it said something about dealing with Cardassians. So this could be interesting.
Yes. This mission is called Sins of the Father, which has been used. I'm still counting, mind you.
I would imagine at least once per series.
Next Generation for sure, but also at least like 20 or so other television show episodes.
That sounds about right.
Including, Arrow, Batman the Animated Series, and the 1990 Spider-Man Animated Series.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Also Diagnosis Murder and...
Of course.
Renegade, for some reason.
I would imagine most mystery
others.
shows have had an episode named
I basically just Googled Sins of the Father TV episode and just kept scrolling through pages, just for fun. But the fact there was a TNG episode named the same thing, which I believe dealt with Worf's family issues.
Huh. So apparently we beamed to Old Earth Space Dock.
It's a starbase.
Well, it's more that the sign still says Earth Space Dock.
It's very expensive to get new signs. They had to reuse them.
They just dragged Old Earth Space Dock over here after they rebuilt it.
Yes.
Right, so we're just going to look for True Way insurgents. So why did the Admiral want to talk to us personally?
I do like that they pointed out, hey, why didn't you just phone us this mission? Okay, so... So, yeah, we're looking for her kid that she had with a Cardassian. Now, I'm guessing she's Trill? Is it the head markings? I'm not 100% sure on that.
That doesn't look like the Trill markings, but it might be.
I also don't know what else it could be.
Yeah, I don't think that there are any... Well, no, the game does have some tribal tattoos.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's...
Anyway. I mean, I guess the series...
it's not the dots.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Maybe it's tribal tattoos then. Next, the series established that the Bajorans and Cardassians could crossbreed, so I guess humans or whatever she's supposed to be could also.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So, beaming up. Beaming up. There we go.
It timed out on my end for you.
Mm.
So, since the last time we recorded an episode, Cryptic has certainly been releasing a lot of details on stuff for Agents of Yesterday. Most of it is... Well, there were a couple of story blogs, one of which was pretty interesting, about Jack the Ripper. Yeah, that one was...
Because any time a sci-fi franchise messes with time, it has to tie back to Jack the Ripper.
Of course. And let's just say there was an interesting bit in that one.
I would say they would also have to tie back to Roswell, but Deep Space Nine actually did an episode where they proved that the Roswell aliens were actually Quark and his family.
Oh, yes.
That was a pretty funny episode.
Yeah. There was also... So what the bulk of the blog posts was Cryptic just basically making like little descriptions of the TOS faction missions that you'll be going through. So far, like, most of them reference, like, basically you're either doing things surrounding TOS episodes or like immediately after TOS episodes.
Yeah. Well, like, from what I saw, it was set like a year after... It was either the year after Enterprise or the original series' final season, or a year after their 5-year mission would have ended.
So, like, yeah,
something like that.
But one of the posts that they put up yesterday was let me just make sure I'm thinking of the right one. Yeah, so there is one that they put up a post for yesterday. Which is explicitly set during a TOS episode. So it's basically like that DS9 episode that goes back to the Trouble with Tribbles.
Trials and Tribulations.
Yeah, that one. It is...
That is a really good episode. That's probably one of the best episodes of the series.
That is also a really good episode. But yeah, this mission, like, judging from what the description is, it actually sounds exactly like STO's version of that episode.
Huh. That's one of the TOS faction missions, or...
Actually, it's not entirely clear.
Because that sounds like more like one of the new missions added for the normal factions.
Yeah, it's actually not entirely clear. All of the one, like, there's only a couple of them where they explicitly say, "Oh yeah, this is a TOS mission," because it's like, yeah, here's your first TOS mission, and then here's your second TOS mission.
Yeah,
but
plus
all of them use the same boilerplate commentary about, oh yeah, but if you create a temporal agent, you get bonuses. And I'm like, so is this a TOS storyline mission, or is this not? So I don't know.
Yeah, that's... I mean, we'll know more once it's out, obviously.
Yeah.
Now, what they could get really meta with is if that mission sends you back to a mission that your TOS character did.
It would... What would actually... I mean, it would be difficult for the...
Yeah, I know. It would be super impossible to actually tie that into...
Yeah, it'd be impossible for them to directly tie, but I think it actually would be pretty interesting if basically one of the max level missions was going back to recruit the TOS agents.
Yeah.
Or insert them, depending on how the TOS characters are being managed.
Just on this mission, I have to point out, this guy who's supposed to be a kid looks like he's 30.
Yeah. The character generator kind of has a hard time.
I'm assuming it's never been meant to actually do children, because...
Like, there are children... Isn't there?
I don't remember seeing any. I mean, I could be wrong and just forgetting them, but I don't remember ever running into children.
Yeah, you actually may be right. We may not have actually run into any children. So, but yeah, regardless, even if there were children in the game at some point, the character creator is not designed to handle them at all. So, you know, why is there a bar here and not in Quarks?
Well, it's a rival bar.
Clearly.
There can be more than one bar on Deep Space Nine.
Is there?
No.
Somehow I'm pretty sure there is only Quarks.
Mostly because I'm assuming if there ever was, Quark would find some way to run them out of business.
Yeah.
On the other hand, didn't Quark basically get promoted?
Yes. In Universe, Quark, at the very least, is a more prominent figure in this part and this period in the timeline. So the
his
Quarks,
brother's Grand Nagus.
Well, yeah, like if nothing else, Rom is the Grand Nagus, so, or was at one point. I don't know
So
if he
I'm
still
assuming
is.
Quark is basically the Ferengi equivalent of like. I want to say Bill Gates, but I'm trying to think more evil without saying Donald Trump.
But I do know that there is a comment, because Quark's bar is on Deep Space Nine still, and there is there is a comment about it saying that it is a franchised.
So he's basically the guy who owns McDonald's.
Yeah, that's kind of a way to go about it. Yeah.
But yeah, and I've been seeing some videos of some Agency S-Ray stuff up on Tribble already. So
I should look into some of that stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to like spoil anything, but the one thing I did see that was kind of cool in the character creator TOS faction, you only get the 4 original Federation races, but Rigelians in TOS era look completely different than Rigelians that you make in the modern era. They actually look like TOS ones with like more pig-like noses. I thought that was pretty funny.
Nice.
And of course, Klingons you run into are old school Klingons.
Of course they are. So in addition, there's some True Way. So in addition to what Cryptic has been talking about, just giving out details for the expansion.
They've been busy bees for this.
Yeah. They also just started a new crystalline catastrophe event, which I always like crystalline catastrophe.
Yeah, I don't know if they made it easier or something, but both times I've done it so far for this event, the thing has been murdered in like 2 minutes.
I don't think they made it easier, but they did.
I'm thinking gear just might have slipped.
Gear is definitely part of it. I mean, like I know that there were definitely times when I played like the last few events where like sometimes I did clear the mission in like 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Instead of like the full 15.
Too.
Yeah, I should probably be doing advanced more than normal.
Yeah, so I'm guessing just general gear capacity has gotten to a point where.
They also there may have been something fairly recently or like relatively recently which changed things, because there was actually a patch note this week that's basically said that they fixed a situation where if you defeated the crystalline catastrophe while it was charging its AoE, it still gave you credit for not dying. So, you know, that's a nice thing for them to resolve. So I mean, Crystalline Catastrophe, it's Crystalline Catastrophe. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah, you get a new console or whatever.
Yeah, let me...
It's like
pull
the
up
crystal. It's actually something related to the crystalline entity this time, as opposed to, like, you know, a shotgun or...
Yeah, so it is a console with an on-click that gives you energy resistance. And then... So it basically replicates the Crystalline Catastrophe's drain. So it gives you damage resistance for a period of time, and while you have that resistance, okay, here it is. To self, plus 500 all energy, damage resistance, so basically that. Every 3 seconds, hit 3 random targets in your forward 180-degree arc with the crystalline entity's laser beam. And then once per second, when you are hit by energy damage, gain bonus damage for the laser beam.
So it basically gives you mini crystalline entities.
Yeah, it gives you that. Because like the last event, they gave you the crystalline entity's torpedo launcher.
So the next one's totally going to be like the explosion, right?
Yeah, that should definitely be what it is.
That's a set. That like spawns mini crystalline entities or something.
Ooh. Actually, you know what? That actually would be what like the next console should be. Should actually be generating... no, it should be a crystalline mine layer to spawn the large and small shards.
Yeah. That's what the end of it to be like. Okay, so you're basically the crystalline entity now.
That actually would be kind of cool.
Next lockbox prize.
So, like, other than that, it's basically Crystalline Catastrophe. So
half the fan will be super pissed off, the other half be really jazzed.
Right, so
I think your engine's running a bit loud, dude.
Yeah, like, especially with... I mean, if this is just a shuttle...
So the other big STO news is that it's coming to consoles.
That's right. I'd forgotten that was announced after the last time that we recorded. Yes, so...
On the Xbone and the PS4.
That's right. And as part of this, Cryptic is going to be overhauling their graphics engine.
Specifically the lighting.
Yeah, like, what they've been showing off so far has been pretty big overhauls to the lighting, which, like, on one hand, it absolutely does look better. But a lot of the images that they've been showing has just been more like, oh yeah, now things look actually a lot darker than they did before. But now the lights actually seem more natural when they do actually shine.
Yeah, I'm more interested to see how they managed to map this game's controls to a gamepad or whatever, or a control pad. And B, like how if your stuff will carry over. Like,
yeah,
not necessarily characters, because that would be a bit much, but like
I actually don't know about that.
We'll use my...
if anything carries over, then there's no reason that your character shouldn't.
Well, I guess less being able to carry them over versus them being constantly synced, because that would require a patch schedule that I'm not sure consoles are up for.
On one hand, well, I don't know, because
I don't know if they...
Here's actually kind of the weird thing, is that if you look at the sort of the console MMO sphere at the moment. Warframe doesn't sync characters yet because the two code bases aren't synced yet. Mm-hmm. But Final Fantasy XIV is just the same servers.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if stuff...
and PSO2 is the same servers.
I don't play PSO2.
We know some
Japanese
people who
only.
play PSO2.
They're weird.
Well, yes, that is true.
I just like this one guy just randomly punching somebody. But no, it's more like I don't know if the policies and stuff have allowed for it yet in a fashion that Microsoft is willing to play ball with a smaller developer like Cryptic.
I think the way that they would do it would be the way that Destiny does it, in that it's not actually pushing patches to through the system. It's got its own launcher.
Yeah.
And then that downloads them. Okay. That's one way to take out the guard.
What, Vulcan officer?
No, we basically tripped and fell into the guard and knocked him out?
Oh, I didn't get that one.
Oh.
One of my options is get a Vulcan officer perform a Vulcan neck pinch, which I don't have, or science officer administer a hypo spray to incapacitate guard.
Oh, did you choose the second option?
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I chose lie, and lie basically ends with you being awkwardly pushed around, and then you fall and knock the guy out.
That's funnier. Damn, I should have lied. It's such a hard choice between lying and being a jerk. Usually those are the same thing. But yeah, if they don't get characters synced up, which I would actually be okay with, because I don't really, if I want to play this character, I can play this on the computer. But I'm more interested as to whether, say, the ships I bought will be available on the other platform.
If they're not going to transfer over characters, then I think it's going to be entirely separate accounts.
That would suck.
Yeah.
And I know Neverwinter is on the Xbox One. I have no idea how that stuff's handled.
Yeah, actually, I should look into that and see if it's synced.
I've never bothered to have an Xbox One. I don't believe it's on PS4.
Oh. That's not good.
People shooting.
But yeah, I'm sure that Cryptic will make a specific announcement about that fairly soon. Because the launch of the console version is supposed to be
this fall.
Yeah, soonish.
Little vague, but I'm assuming after.
It should be after the launch of the expansion.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that means also when it launches on console, they'll be up to the current expansion too.
Yeah, they would absolutely have to if they're going to if it's going to be synced. If it's going to be synced characters, then it absolutely has to be synced code bases. It simply wouldn't work otherwise.
Yeah. Well, plus, I'm just from a general feature standpoint, I'm assuming they'd want to be as updated as possible.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, we both have PS4s, so
yeah, I'll at least try it. I imagine
we can show it off one day.
Yeah,
I mean, PS4 is pretty easy as far as getting footage from it.
Yeah, I have multiple ways to record from my PS4. I just haven't been I don't have any plans to, although I probably should at some point. But yeah, we'll definitely look into it.
Yeah. Nothing else, we can do something kind of crazy like stream to YouTube, save the video, download it from YouTube, and mess with it as we will.
Mm-hmm.
But because I know I haven't ever tried archiving video. I've just done streaming via Twitch with it, and that works okay. Things are on fire outside the window. That's fun.
Yeah, we apparently got knocked off course, so our option is to put on our EV suits and jump out. Oh, but thankfully our ship has managed to find us.
I did like the prompt there. The interact option was something like, this can't happen. No.
Oh, I didn't get that. I got the door won't open.
The door won't open. No.
Yeah.
There was a no. It was really funny. But yeah, they have said that lighting change is coming to the PC
to the PC as well. I've taken a look at the comparison shots that they've had, and like I'd mentioned,
it looks better.
It absolutely looks better, but it's just kind of annoying that some of the ones that they've shown have been like, oh yeah, this scene was kind of well lit, even though all the characters look super cartoony. And now
they showed a
model. The first one that they showed off was from one of the Alachi missions.
Thing, yeah.
So the Alachis, like, I didn't quite realize at first just like how cartoony the Alachi looked.
Mm-hmm.
And like they absolutely look super cartoony. The new lighting model gives them a much better skin, let's just say, so they definitely look better.
To be totally fair, I like the Alachi are early 2000s CG on television. So.
Yeah, I mean, like, yes.
That's actually one thing I'm hoping for Agents of Yesterday is that all the TOS stuff, like, I don't want to say like looks super cheesy, but I'm just saying if they were able to put a film grain filter over everything while you're playing it, I would be super into that.
It'll probably look mostly like the Davidian series.
Probably, yeah.
Which is like isn't a bad thing. I actually kind of liked how the stuff looked in the Davidian series, but that's probably what they're going to do.
Yeah, I just like things that kind of change a graphical style to suit something.
I mean, if they're going to make it a full expansion, then I could totally see them also, deciding to spend the opportunity, like, putting more resources into making it the...
plus from a technology standpoint, I don't think adding, like, chroma filters and stuff like that over gameplay is that difficult.
Yeah.
In fact, it wasn't... I think that was actually one of the highlights of the new NVIDIA card was like the ability to do that on the fly. It might only be with screenshots or something. But...
Yeah, I think it was just screenshotting.
Yeah. Payback to Electric Boogaloo.
Now we're going to the Destiny.
I already played Destiny. It was okay, but I didn't really get into it.
Yeah, it was all right. Like, if it super exemplified that it's better to play loot shooters with friends.
Yeah.
Or like loot games in general, not even loot shooters. Nope. There's some more enemy ships.
Like, here's red alert.
It's like, what? Okay,
not this
fine.
again.
Fine. Just blow up these ships.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's tiny little ships, and I have fire at will, so...
Yeah.
You know, that happened. Or not fire at will.
Gravity
no,
well.
No, it is fire at will. Never mind. I was right.
Well, you also had gravity well, which...
Yes.
Which would have, just ruined them as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess the other interesting thing that happened was not related to the game, but they did post a tiny teaser of the new Star Trek series.
Oh, that's right. You know, I haven't actually seen that yet.
It didn't show anything aside from the logo and the music. The music was like the kind of the start of the TNG theme slash yeah, with the movie theme, like the doo 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 doo.
Yeah,
I shall never hum music on this again. I apologize.
I haven't seen it yet, but I should probably go check it out.
Yeah, we got till next year to wait for it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, it'll be interesting to have something on television to watch that isn't a show based off a comic book.
Surprise! It's actually going to be based on the IDW comics.
Sure, I'll take it.
I've read some of them, and they seemed okay.
Aren't they based on the movieverse?
They're all over the place, but broadly, okay. Yes, they are. They're.
I know the Doctor Who crossover specifically with TNG.
Yeah, like they had a TNG line for a bit. They had a DS9 miniseries at one point, which was actually pretty cool. They had like lead up comics for the movies, which were set in like all the universes.
Well, I read Countdown, which was the lead up to the first movie. That was pretty interesting, actually.
Yeah,
that's where you found out Data was ended up being the captain of the Enterprise E, and you found out that Geordi built Spock's little spaceship thing. That movie actually made the Romulan villain in that movie, or that comic, rather, made the Romulan villain for that movie way more interesting than the actual movie did.
Well, they had time to actually flesh things out.
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't realize this was a part 1. Well, we'll have to...
To be continued.
To be continued. Yeah, we'll just have to look into this one.
Like, right there, when this happens, just insert the big music cue from the End of Best Both Worlds Part
1. I probably will not do that.
That would probably get you thrown off YouTube. But... Well, I don't know. It's less than 30 seconds.
Alright, I'll... Right, before I do anything here, let's... Oh, that's not where I want to go. I want to go Foundry.
Find out if the second part actually exists.
Yeah, alright, let's do... Custom search.
So I just realized something kind of funny. The entire time we did that, I hadn't ever actually accepted the mission.
Oh my.
So I was like wondering, well, wait, is it over? Why isn't the feedback dialogue popping up? Like, oh, I never actually accepted the mission, so I was just following you. Oh well.
Whoops.
What's the author's name?
Insurrectionist.
Interesting.
Okay, whoops, I forgot that if you're searching by author name, you have to add all the tags because the system is broken.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it. He's got another series, which also doesn't look like it's complete. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I wish the search system was less busted.
Mm-hmm.
That or I kind of wish two things. The first is I kind of wish I had some real indication that this actually was everything to pull up, because like there were absolutely times where I've searched for something and nothing came up, and I knew that mission existed. You know, like this bug where we need to choose all of the tags, which now I can't even choose all the tags because it's not letting me click on them all. Good job.
Yeah.
This...
Sad, because I want to know what happens.
This system!
Shake Fist.
Shake
It's like
Fist!
It's like that Neverwinter Nights campaign I played where 2 parts got done of 3, and then the first 2 parts were so good the author managed to get an actual job in the game industry and was never able to finish it.
And of course, we also run into the issue where now that I've tried to search for a specific person, even though I clear the search, it's like, nope, you will only pull up results for this guy. And it may not even be all the results for this guy. Ah!
So you know what we need to look for? We need to look for someone outside the game who's gone to painstaking detail to catalog every single Foundry mission. Because I can guarantee you someone's done that.
Ah! I guess the other thing we could do is, do you remember where we went to at the end there?
No.
It's one of the... maybe I'll try looking at the recorded video and see if the area that we went to was a real area.
Yeah.
And then maybe I can just sort of float near there and see if the mission actually exists.
Okay.
Alright, well,
Nice.
whatever. I think that'll be it for us for this week then.
I'm just gonna go over here and see if it was Tensketh or Zenketh. Darn silent T's. Nope, nothing popped up at all.
I mean, it was a nebula, and it started with a B, which I don't see anywhere near here. Like in the alpha. Oh,
See Rolar Nebula.
maybe it was the Petreka. Let's just fly down here.
We try to find where the mission might be. Oh, that one. Nothing else, you can go over here and doff.
Yeah. Well, I'll just take a quick look at the Petreka Nebula down here, and if it's not there, then that's fine.
So how does it rate in the grand scheme of things named Sins of the Father?
It was okay. I mean, they're not a whole lot going on. Like it's, I guess if they were gonna call it that probably should have been like the finale.
The theme fits.
The theme fits. It's just that they didn't actually get into it. So if the second mission is called something entirely different, which I have a feeling it will be, then maybe... Alright, yeah, there's no hooks in the Petreka Nebula at all, so...
Okay.
Alright.
I don't think it's as good as the Star Trek episode, because that one had Tony Todd in it. Tony Todd's always awesome.
Yeah, it's a little hard to top that. Anyway, so
it was better than the Spider-Man animated series episode, though.
I think that may not be that difficult.
Yeah, I'm gonna get flack for this, or maybe not, given on who sees it. I didn't like that show.
It's okay, but I mean, it's also
shoddy
like
animation.
Yeah, I mean, it's stuff from the 60s.
No, I'm talking the 90s one.
Oh, 90s. Oh, all right, then yes. Yeah, that one wasn't that great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that'll be it for us for this week. So, thank you everyone for watching.
Bye, everybody.